Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to the Crypto Logic Podcast. My name is Mike. This is your co-host, John, and our goal on our channel is to create generational wealth through logic and understanding. So if that's something that you're into, then definitely subscribe to the channel, man, and like the video if you find something helpful. Now, honestly, guys, on this show, we talk about value a lot, and we want to bring you guys as much value as possible. So starting soon, we hope to plan to bring a lot of people on the show and get their unique perspective on, the crypto space and not just listen to, me and John talk about it. We want to have some more influential people on our show to, talk about the things that we love to talk about. All right. So today's a pretty cool show because we did a recent interview with DANTE DeFi. If you guys have not watched that video yet, you should definitely do so because it was a pretty good interview. But we brought him on the show today to kind of go through the show and have his input. So without further ado, man, DANTE DeFi. What's up, brother? How you doing, man?
Hey.
What's up, guys? Pleasure to be here. Thank you once again for having me on the show.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be a pretty action-packed show. I think we got like 7 news articles we got to go through. So we're gonna be asking you some questions. You might ask us some questions, which is gonna be pretty fun. You know what I'm saying? Then we're going to go over the tweets of the day, which we always do on our show. And then afterwards, we're going to go over the market gainers and losers. So it should be pretty fun, man. Pretty action-packed. So hopefully you got some coffee, some water, because we're gonna be grilling you today,
yes,
man.
Sir.
We're going to be grilling you today. All right? Let's move on to the market, guys. Just hop straight into it, all right? Let's go straight into the market. Let me go ahead and refresh real quick. Now, guys, honestly, we're sitting pretty good right now. $2.19 trillion in the whole entire crypto
Let's
space.
go.
Up almost 5%.
Stay above 2 trillion. That's like, that needs to happen. I don't know why. I just feel like it needs to stay above 2 trillion.
Well, I mean, if it stays above 2 trillion, though, that means Bitcoin is healthy. If it stays above 2 trillion,
Yeah, you could say. Yeah.
As long as Bitcoin is healthy,
but the dominance is under that 45%.
It is moving down a little bit.
So
it is moving down, but I don't see Bitcoin dominance going super low until the next couple of years, until somebody asserts dominance somewhere. What do you think about that, Dante? You think that because obviously we know that Ethereum will surpass Bitcoin at some point, but
market cap.
What do you think about as far as like the dominance go? Do you think Bitcoin will still stay like at the top, or do you think some Ethereum's gonna like pass it, or anything else rather?
No, I think in the very long term, Bitcoin will not be. I think it's hard to say because I don't think it'll be in the top 5 or top 10 at least.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't imagine that it will
lead the market.
It'll lead the market or be the kind of indicator for the market that it is now.
Right.
Just because there'll be so much going on and there'll be so many good places to put your money outside of Bitcoin, where Bitcoin will always be the thing that everyone goes back to as like that secure store value,
right.
But it won't be, I don't think it'll be number one, but I think it'll also be kind of like, the S&P, where it's like, everyone will look at the price of Bitcoin, because everyone looks back at history, right? Like everyone looks at historical data. So they're going to use Bitcoin as like the indicator of, are we bullish? Are we bearish on the whole crypto market? Like the traditional, I think like traditional, kind of institutions will use Bitcoin, or like when they're talking about it on the news one day, when it's like the indicator for our economy and such, like they're gonna use Bitcoin. I feel like they're gonna be like Bitcoin hit, whatever it is, or crash down to whatever the number is one day, and it's gonna be like everyone freaks out because of it.
It's like the Dow and NASDAQ. Whenever those are down,
exactly.
Usually the whole
That's
market's
exactly
down.
What I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
like the indices.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, Bitcoin is at 50K right now, guys. So, that's pretty good.
Come on.
I like to see Bitcoin at 50K, though.
Old lady Bitcoin.
Because, yesterday we talked about Bitcoin, man, hitting support at around like 47,000. If it stayed above support, we could probably see a $50,000 Bitcoin in the near future. And that's what I said yesterday, and here we go. We're already at
49,000.
We're already at it's dipping, but
yeah,
we were at
it's like
just
hitting
dips.
50 and
just crashed.
Yeah,
We're at 50.
Crashed to 49.
Ethereum is doing pretty good, man. I'm hoping to see Ethereum go to all-time highs. Now, yesterday, me and John spoke, Dante, about Ethereum probably potentially reaching about 7,000 to 8,000 during this bull run. What is your views on that? Do you think Ethereum will hit 10K, or do you think it'll, like, what do you think your range will be for the end of this bull run for Ethereum?
I think at the start of the year, I had a lot of Ethereum, or a major portion of my portfolio in Ethereum. And at that time, I think it was under $1,000. And I remember thinking, yeah, it could get to 10K. That would be, the highest I could imagine it going before I was like, okay, like the bull run has to be ending soon at this point. But I think that I also thought that, the EIP 1599 or whatever it was, the deflationary tokenomics for Ethereum, I think it was already priced in pretty much before it actually was put into place. And so now I think like 7-8 is realistic. I don't know if it is or not, but in my mind, I think that's when it's like, okay, yeah, like I can see it getting to 7 or 8, but then past that, it's hard to see what's going to push it past that.
Right.
Yeah. Because I think just the cash flow is going to be separated into so many different things. If it was only Ethereum that had the ability to do what NFTs, DeFi, all of those things, then it would be, I think, easily past 10K. But that's not the case, right? Like, I think Cardano still has a lot. I mean, a lot of people don't like to hear this because they think it's overvalued already, but I think Cardano has a lot of room to run.
Solana too.
I mean, I agree with you with Cardano. I mean, Cardano's sitting at $2.19. For the past couple of days, it's kind of just been consolidating. But I mean, I agree with you, man. The ecosystem in Cardano hasn't really evolved yet. We haven't really seen a lot.
Yeah, it's so early.
Going on with Cardano. Yeah. You got Cardano, you got Polkadot, you got Terra, you got what else? There's a lot. There's a lot of
even XRP.
XRP is going to have an ecosystem as well,
and then HBAR as well.
HBAR is another one, so it's pretty interesting, man. HBAR, XRP sitting at $1.07. Hopefully, we
got a lot of news for
like $1.15, maybe even $1.75, maybe $2 when the bull run starts to happen. Solana sitting at 163. I'm glad to see Solana kind of rebounding. Me and John spoke about it on the channel the other day. Did you hear about Solana having to do the reset because it got kind of bogged out? A lot of stuff was going through it, and it just kind of crashed a little bit. So it's good to see it coming back.
Like they had a fork of the one of the blockchains, or the actual blockchain had a fork that was not supposed to be. Yeah, like I heard about that, and it's like, I mean, that's a thing. It's like it's scary happen. when you expect that this is stuff that they have already considered is not a possibility, but it's just like, yeah, we're very early, because obviously things like that just prove how early we are. But with Solana and Cardano both, I think, I mean, I have friends who are buying NFTs on Cardano, and who are not really that into crypto, but they have Cardano wallets and they do this, that, and the other. And that's when I was kind of like, all right, like it's kind of obvious that like deep in the crypto space, or deep in like the crypto community, they overlook Cardano at this point because it's been around for so long and has done basically nothing. I mean, in terms of actual applications.
That's what a lot of people say.
It's all been kind of because it's like it's been
hopes and dreams.
And for, I guess, like better or worse, most people have just went past Cardano and looked at other things. But there has to be something said about the fact that almost everyone who gets in the crypto space, who's completely new, so many of them gravitate towards Cardano, and I think that's something that just makes it kind of a rock, in terms of, it's not about, the crypto community right now is so small, the hardcore people who are really into this, that the masses are going to get in, and the first thing they're going to look to is not $3,500 Ethereum, or at some point or another, Solana's going to be a lot of, I think 500 plus probably.
Solana's going to blow up.
They're not going to look at it.
Yeah, right.
But if Cardano's at $5, I think, like people are going to still buy Cardano.
Especially with Sunday Swap coming soon for Cardano.
And you see,
that's going to be huge.
Like the thing about, I think Cardano's going to be next in line for these institutions, because Solana's just got added to Grayscale's investment portfolio for their billionaires. Yeah, with Uniswap.
Yep.
They've
So-
added their percentages, allocations to Cardano. I
And
think, yeah.
That's why I
it's a
think
sleeper.
Solana's gonna blow up, and then Cardano's gonna be right there with it. They're gonna look at these. These billionaires are gonna look at it.
I'm gonna say it. Polkadot's coming up next, y'all. Polkadot
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
hiking. I mean, right now a $30 Polkadot don't seem like, oh, I got time, and then next thing you know, it busts like a Solana. Boom, it's at $100. You're like, wait, Polkadot, what happened? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So hey,
Yeah, that's how I feel about Atom Cosmos too.
yeah.
Mhm.
That's how I definitely feel about Cosmos.
A lot of people,
Yeah.
love the Luna's ecosystem.
Yeah, I was gonna say
didn't know
I'm
it had an
huge
ecosystem,
into Luna.
bro. I
I'm
did not
huge
know
into
that.
Luna.
You've been telling
Yeah,
me
I'm
about
huge into
Luna for
Luna.
months.
Yeah.
He's been telling me about Luna. I was like, what is this Luna, this moon thing? And he's like,
Bro.
bro, the name, I love the
Oh.
name, and I've been deep
I'm
diving
huge
into
into
it.
Luna.
And I'm like,
Luna's
what?
Luna's so
It's
dope.
like
But honestly, I can't wait for Sunday Swap. I know I said it before, but Sunday Swap's gonna be dope for Cardano.
yeah.
I think that. I mean, it hasn't even launched yet, you know. And if you
Yeah.
stake your Cardano, I forgot the wallet. You'll basically get like free Sunday Swap tokens, which is, you know,
Yeah,
it
that's
could
pretty cool.
potentially just be like another Uniswap, just chilling at
Uniswap.
$24. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I've always wanted to ask somebody that's
Mhm.
into crypto and knows a lot of, right? What do you think about Chainlink? Are you a fan of Chainlink? Because
I am
I'm
a
sorry, I'm
fan.
intrigued by it.
I'm a fan, but I have like completely moved a lot of my Chainlink into other things because regardless of the fundamentals of it, it's being, I don't know if it's being diluted, like the price or what's going on, but it's a little slow to move. And in terms of right now, do I think we're gonna miss out on Chainlink if we don't have any right now? I don't think that's the case.
Yeah,
Things
me
like
either.
I mean, I really, like I said, like Luna is one of those ones that I got into early and just forgot about because I remember reading about it. I remember looking into it. And the thing that's so intriguing about Luna is it's outside of the scope of the US, which is again why I really like it. It's it started in South Korea, and the regulation side of things is going to play in favor to Luna outside of the US, especially. And I think people are going to be shocked by Luna. I just think that. I think it's going to go absolutely like parabolic because the tokenomics of it are, you know, better than anything in the top 10 right now.
Yeah, Luna is pretty dope, man. When I first got into crypto, I was telling John about Luna, but I didn't have enough knowledge on how to like get different swaps and how to use certain
So a long time ago, yeah.
things. I was like, dude, I don't know how to buy this thing. I don't know how to buy it, and then I just never bought it. You know what I'm saying? So, and then now I'm looking at it, I'm like, God dang, it's that $44.
The
bro.
ecosystem too. Using the ecosystem as well. Like if you go, there's Terra Station, which is like the app,
Yep,
like
Terra
the
Station, yep.
platform.
Yep.
It's just so obvious that they are so far ahead of everyone. In terms of
Yeah,
the-
there's a lot going on with Terra, man. A lot going on with
they
Terra.
are.
Take a look.
They are far.
Take a
ahead.
look.
They're pretty dope. All right, guys. With that being said, let's move on to the first news of the day. Now, this one comes as a surprise to some people. It was breaking news of the day, basically, which is Ripple being partnered with the largest institution in Africa and in the Middle East. So basically, Ripple joins forces with QNB, which is the National Bank of Qatar, which is the biggest bank institution in Africa and in the MENA region. It has now begun collaborating with Ripple fintech partner from San Francisco as it plans to implement a global strategy for enhancing transnational payments and kick off a new remittance platform built on the basis of Ripple technology. It's pretty cool, man. Honestly, like even with the lawsuit and everything going on,
Still making moves.
Ripple's still making moves, man. You know, and I know a lot of people, like I know you, Dante, haven't really looked into XRP like that, but what is your view on it being like, once this lawsuit is over, being great for the entire crypto space, not just for XRP holders or Ripple, you know, people that love XRP? Like, do you believe that it will be the force that brings the whole crypto space together, or are you kind of just like,
I think
maybe?
it will, for the one fact of we were talking about it off air, but like the fact that they have people representing investors in Ripple or XRP, and that whole thing is happening on the sidelines of everything that's going on. Basically, now it is public knowledge that if things go wrong with this lawsuit and a lot of people get screwed, they're totally ignoring the fact that there's a lot of people who, based on the people who are working with Ripple or for Ripple, and then all of the partnerships they have overseas, they're basically screwing a lot of people who did a good amount of research and really dug and made a good investment based on all the information available. If they go and then do something that crashes or causes total capitulation in XRP, that would cause a lot of issues. And I think because they don't want that to happen, this is going to pan out well. And because this pans out well, it's going to be the precedent and it's going to be the standard set for everything else in the crypto space, which will make things much more clear. So it's very much a good thing for crypto as a whole. I think that, and I think that obviously, I mean, like you said, I have not looked in to Ripple. I feel like it's a whole rabbit hole that once you go down, you never come out.
Yeah, like it consumes you, man, 100%.
It consumes you, yeah. Because most people I know who are so into XRP are pretty much only XRP in terms of like the amount of news coming out every single day about XRP is crazy. It's like crazy. Like I can't, if I dig deep, it would be easy for me to have videos every day if I was interested in XRP, because literally there's something every day.
Yeah.
I mean, even when there's no news, John seems to find news out of nowhere, man. Like I'll be looking at TikTok, just scrolling. He'll pop up on my For You page, Ripple XRP, and I'm like, where did he get this from? And it's like way out of left, and he just ties it all together. So I'm like, dude,
the thing about Ripple is an XRP is this partnership gives them access to 30 different countries to use their service. That's the thing that
it said that right.
The underlying fact of all this. Whenever they sign up with a new bank or something, they always say at the very bottom, "Oh, this has access to 50 countries, 20 countries, 17 different banks." Like a lot of XRP is going to be transferred back and forth when this lawsuit ends, and that's not even including the U.S. yet.
Exactly.
And the U.S. working with whoever they work with, France and all these other countries on that side. It's a ticking time bomb. Once that sheet is removed, and then Ripple gets the green light like Ethereum did, it's game over. We don't know what's gonna happen. Honestly, for the whole crypto space,
we don't.
Yeah.
For the whole crypto space,
I feel like it might be irrelevant. Not irrelevant.
So many countries.
Irregardless of like market cap at that point for Ripple, because there's a million holders waiting to get in, man.
That's use case.
A million.
That's use case. So the banks and the corporations using it. There's gonna be investment firms, venture capitalists. There's gonna be retail investors, like regular people that you buy into XRP. There's gonna be so much money dumped into XRP, and it's just gonna take off, and we have no idea what's gonna happen.
So honestly, I have a question though.
And the use case is so powerful.
Go ahead.
So this is, from what I do know though, is that Chainlink is also working with Swift, which is also, what is basically, what Ripple is going to become is what Swift is now, is basically the facilitator of all these massive transactions, cross-border, et cetera, et cetera. Right. So Swift is working with Chainlink now. And then also, Quant is also working with many different payment providers, including potentially Visa, but also a lot of banks. And there's sort of like, not necessarily with Quant and Chainlink, but more so with Quant, XRP, HBAR. They all have these little connections to each other. And at least for you guys or anybody who invests in XRP, like, why would you not invest if they're all going to ride the wave together? If Quant is going to ride the wave with XRP and vice versa, why wouldn't you? What is the benefit to actually just being an investor in XRP versus Quant? That is what I have yet to understand, because it's like, to me, Quant is a no-brainer. If it is, if we're choosing between XRP and Quant, it's like, all right, I'm going to choose the one that's much more scarce, with the same utility, much better tokenomics from my understanding. So like, that's my question to you. Or
I'll let John go ahead and go first.
Yeah, because John's the big XRP guy.
No, the reason a lot of people stay with XRP is just because of supply, obviously, right? Like 100 billion, and half of that is locked away in escrow. So that's another issue of people saying that it's not truly decentralized, right? So that the owners they have like 50 billion locked up in escrow, and
I think
Quant,
55.
something like, And Quant in itself is designed to interoperate and help build the digital dollar. That's like their main focus, to help build. Right now they're building the digital dollar in Latin America, right? They're designed to create monetary infrastructure for countries and stuff like that. XRP is literally at the base, the root of it is just to help banks. That's their main thing, is just to help banks move their money back and forth, which will inadvertently work with Quant without competing with Quant.
Yeah.
So basically, people can say like, oh, well, this bank will use XRP and then Quant's stablecoin, or this stablecoin is built on top of Quant's technology. But how is that money getting sent over? Well, we could send it over using XRP, but then it's like Quant being interoperable, meaning that you can send the money from, let's say, Dubai over to China, or not China, let's say China, to France.
Yeah, it ain't gonna be China for sure.
You know what I mean? How is that connection gonna work? You know, and then there's connections with XRP and Visa, like just like XLM has connection with MasterCard. XLM is the little sister of XRP. XLM has connections with MoneyGram now, and with MasterCard. So the thing about Quant is a no-brainer, because it's just interoperable. They're not looking to stomp out anybody. And that's what I like. That's what I like about Quant, because hey, their technology allows you to work with them all, and then XRP is just, hey, we're just trying to move your money around. That's all we're trying to do.
Yeah. But purely as an investment, if they're both in the same circles, basically they are both on the same, and you would say that Quant and XRP are on the same level, right? Like in terms of validation as a good long-term investment moving forward, based on who they're working with, et cetera, just based on, oh, I'm going to put my money, I only have
the scarcity
money, and I want the best return on investment possible. I know both of these are going to be successful. What is the actual point in dividing any of it into XRP if you know Quant,
that's the problem,
based on the tokenomics, is going to return you far better? That's where I
it's
lose
a scarcity.
That's
where Quant wins. The scarcity.
A lot of people, like I see on Twitter a lot of people are saying like, oh, I sold my XRP for Quant,
a lot of people
or
did that.
you know, vice versa. My whole thing
it's like
is
VeChain and Morpheus.
Yep,
same thing.
exactly.
VeChain, Morpheus just blows VeChain out the water.
My whole thing about it is, if you're able to afford to be in both of them, why not? You know what I'm saying?
It's like XLM too.
You always want to be. We don't know the future, right? So we don't know which one's gonna be like the forefront or whatever. So why not get into all of them? I mean, you got XDC, you got XLM, you got XRP, you got Quant. There's a lot. I think there's another one like XEM or something like that. So, you know, if you're able to get into all of them and, you know, ride the wave on each one of them, I mean, why not? You know what I'm saying? I feel like it shouldn't be like, oh, I'm XRP. Oh, I'm Quant. I'm this, I'm that. It shouldn't be
just
that
crypto
way.
in general.
It's just crypto, man.
I think Quant wins though, to be honest.
I agree with you.
Scarcity.
I guess like the thing that I guess like where I am is, why I ask is because I went into Quant, and then before I knew about any of the other stuff, I first discovered Quant. I discovered Quant and then really understood XRP. All I knew about XRP at that point was they have a lawsuit with the SEC. So I immediately just, it just left my brain.
Right.
I moved on. As soon as I heard that, I just moved on. I decided to, whatever, like I'm not going to, because it was obviously probably 4 or 5 at the time. And there has to be a reason why it's so high in market cap. But I guess the assumption that is in my head, I guess that is that, Quant and XRP and all of these other, projects or companies, they're all going to fail and succeed together. So it's like, if they do succeed, what is still going to get me the best return on investment? But I do obviously, like the idea of diversifying into all of them, so you ride each wave, is good. I guess like I'm coming from a standpoint of there's people who probably don't, including myself, where it's not like dividing up my money into that many different projects makes sense at that point. It's like if I know I have this one winner, but I mean, at least in terms of for this bull run, but maybe past that, I'm just going to stick with that.
But looking at it now, if we're just currently talking about this bull run though, if it's a new investor and they're trying to figure out whether they should go with Quant or Ripple, you got to look at it like Quant's like almost like $400. You know what I'm saying? If you don't have no money, if you're barely starting now,
it's like buying Ethereum.
What do you
getting like a fraction of it?
It doesn't make sense for you to buy Quant right now. Your return on that investment is going to be terrible.
For now.
Yeah, no,
For now.
this moment right now, I totally agree. It's also like, yes, for in this moment right now, I guess it's like I'm going back to when I made the decision not to invest in XRP or
Right.
XLM or XYO. And actually XYO is a little different because it is still, it's much smaller at least from what I remember, much smaller. But it was kind of just like all of them are working with different banks. They're working with different institutions that make me confident that they're going to do well. But I think Quant, potentially has, and see, I'm so biased, guys. I can just hear it in my own, in what I'm saying here. Quant is my biggest holding. Everyone who's watching this should know that. So obviously I'm super biased. It's like, to me, it's like, I don't know. Quant to me is like, it goes so much farther than just the banks, where it's like it could do a lot of different things.
Yeah, the overledger network is just,
I mean, we totally agree. I mean, we're not in competition with that.
I hold Quant too.
we all
yeah,
do.
exactly. We all hold Quant. It's just that I don't hold XRP. So
Yeah.
But someone who got into Quant at $30, maybe $50, their mindset of Quant is different.
It's their baby.
What I'm saying?
It's their baby.
Like,
it made them a lot of gains, and
we got into XRP at like 50 cents, under 50 cents. You know what I'm saying? So that's equivalent of getting into Quant at like 30, $50. You know, we're now seeing Quant hit $400 for someone who bought in at 30 is like, oh, hell yeah, man. I'm down with this. Now, the people that got into Ripple, for XRP at, 20 cents, 15 cents, 50 cents, they're waiting for that Quant moment. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
And that Quant moment is going to be after the lawsuit in at least in my, I can't say our, because, I don't speak for anyone.
No, I agree with you.
With my honest opinion, you know what I'm saying? So if at that point, it seems like it's too far gone if you haven't gotten to Quant that early. You know what I'm saying?
No, I agree.
So you might as well just stay where you're at. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, in this moment, like what's gonna have a huge, what's gonna have a huge impact is like I at least personally, again, this is opinion. I think that the lawsuit is gonna work out. I think Ripple is gonna go XRP is gonna explode. Like it's going to, it's gonna go. It's just gonna be totally unreasonable. You know what I mean? Like because everyone's just going to just go nuts about it, like way over the top, and
100%.
We're gonna see the price go just. I don't know where, but I guess because I've already seen that with Quant, I'm not like, oh, I really need to get into that.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like it already happened with Quant, where it's like I'm okay just watching that happen and be very happy for everyone who's on that. But it's like when someone's like, why aren't you in XRP? It's like, I don't know. I don't.
You don't need it.
Why I would
right
be.
now. Yeah.
Right.
That leads perfectly into
it leads into the next article, man, with the Federal Reserve adopting the ISO 20022 format for payments that Ripple is already compliant with. If we go down in the article, FSS, I need to figure out what that acronym stands for. I think it has to do something with the financial something. I found a website, but I don't know if that was the actual one. But basically, it says it enables real-time settlements run by the Federal Reserve Bank. The system enables financial institutions and corporations to make fast transactions in a secure manner. So it definitely has to do something with the financial system. I'm just not sure what it actually is. But Ripple is already, compliant with ISO 20022.
Which makes everything compliant for the new monetary system that we're going to have in the next few years.
Yeah.
I mean, they believe that the new standard together with RippleNet will completely change the industry and payments within the next 10 years.
Everything's secure, everything's fast. No more ACH wire transfers, no more holding your checking and everything like that. No more 3 to 7 business days.
That is super annoying.
You know what I mean?
Man.
Like that's the new monetary system that we're gonna be in.
Even buying houses would be a lot faster. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to wait until I gotta wait for my down payment to clear, and it's gonna be a lot.
It's gonna be a lot easier to move a lot of money at one time than, because right now if you were to want to move like $50,000, it would take you forever to move it. It would be they'd go through security. It would cost you a lot, and then it's like a security thing. Like, oh, is this really? It's just now it'll be like instant.
I mean, the biggest thing would be time, though.
Yeah,
you would have to wait a whole week before you can those funds will even clear.
Yeah,
it's like it's crazy. But I mean, I don't want to go on a super rant here, guys, but you know, it's pretty interesting. You know, the Federal Reserve adopting that with the ISO 20022.
There's a lot of companies, cryptos that are involved with that too.
It is.
Have everyone seen that web? Like
It's
Algorand's involved,
huge. It's
XYO,
freaking huge.
all that.
Now, I know there's a lot of XRP news today, guys, but you know, it's kind of
I love it. I'm learning. I'm learning
Set
so
'em up.
much. I'm honestly learning so
I'm
much
just
because I
kidding.
don't follow it.
I feel like it was like we knew we had Dante on today, right? And then we know he's in Quant, but he's not in the XRP, so I felt like I had to get like all the XRP. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't do that on purpose. It just was kind of coincidence, man.
It's like the one thing that's pretty big that people talk about that I'm not, in, and it's just by chance. But I honestly think it. I have another question about XRP for you guys. I don't know if you want me to ask you now or later.
Yeah, go ahead. What's the question?
So I think this is interesting. Like now, like it's interesting that the SEC chose to kind of start this lawsuit. I feel like the banks wouldn't want this to happen. Like, is it in the interest of the banks for this lawsuit to carry on, or is it in the interest of the banks to have this be settled as soon as possible?
It's in the interest of the banks.
I think it's in the interest of the banks
to happen. They need time.
Or
they need time
to adopt it, understand it.
Yeah, to get it accepted on their terms and to understand it and get it regulated and then be able to use it in their infrastructure. So I feel like this is all a show. It's all my opinion. I feel like they're wanting to have these other countries use it first and see how well it does with these other countries, and then our banks, which is basically like the king, right? Like our banks, Bank of America, which is already partnered with Ripple, PNC Bank. I don't know about JP Morgan. I don't know if they're gonna do their own thing or not. They stopped it, I think. But all these big banks are gonna watch other countries play out, see how it plays out. They need time to adopt.
I think that's what El Salvador is to me. I think that was totally a ploy. That's what my conspiracy about El Salvador is, that it's so random to me that it was El Salvador out of all these countries that were supposed to adopt.
They're the only ones who can make it greener. They're the only ones with the volcano.
Exactly, but I just think that the U.S. is totally in that. Like they totally are looking at that.
It's all set up.
They want that as a proof of concept, just like how you explained it, basically.
They're waiting to see.
It totally makes sense too.
I think the banks are waiting to see all these other countries do it. Okay, go ahead, you guys do. Oh, it does work. Okay, they want the lawsuit to play out. They want to have time to adopt. They want to have time to educate their CEOs. Their, everybody. Set their infrastructure up around it.
I mean, on Twitter. On Twitter, a lot of people were talking about, how XRP holders should have a voice and things of that nature. And, this article came out today basically saying that the judge rejected the XRP holders, this title is kind of misleading because it technically doesn't.
Yeah, it's an amici, not like a.
Yeah, it doesn't actually do what it's actually saying.
It's not like they're gonna have us walk in there and testify. It's having one person being an advisor, basically bring forward the complaints and the concerns of the XRP community to the lawsuit, to the judge or whomever. Right. And that's all he's doing. He's not saying this is not going to be used as evidence. It's just saying, hey, this is what this case is doing to us, these holders. And then
I think he even said how much we're losing.
Yeah, John E. Deaton is just basically inadvertently representing the community.
Yeah, he said that the SEC caused over $15 billion in losses for XRP holders.
He's able to use tweets. He's able to use Reddit conversations. He's able to use all that stuff and say, look, this is what's going on in the community's mindset. Yeah. So no member I can't. You know how like if you get a lawsuit, like they send you a class action lawsuit, you just fill your name out, you get paid.
Yeah, you get.
It's not like one of those. It's
$10 or something.
It's not like one of those. It's just.
It's pretty interesting, man. It's pretty interesting. But that's all the XRP news we have for today.
No, it's two more. There's two more. No, I'm just kidding.
That's all the XRP for today. I know we super XRP'd you out, man. But I guess we can move on to a stable coin. Talking about Circle, revealing that they're cooperating with the SEC, which I think is a good thing, man, because we need some more clarity on stable coins.
Yeah, there's a lot
of FUD going on around stable coins. And if you guys didn't know, Circle is the one that's, behind USDC.
And like Gary Gensler, in one of the political debates that they had, like not the debate, but like their hearings.
Their meetings, yeah.
Their meetings, he was saying that, I think stable coins are a security. And I think as Dante Alvear, I want to like reiterate this and have this on camera. Mm-hmm. And it's like Senator Pat Toomey, who's crypto friendly, said, how can you say stable coins are securities if you buy a stable coin, you're not buying it in regards of expecting that the company of the stablecoin that issued it to do anything to make the price go up. You're buying the stablecoin to do what you need to do. Transfer your money around, move your money around. It's not used to buy and invest and expect a return on. You're not getting a dividend. You're not getting anything.
Right.
Yeah. So what do you think about that situation going forward, and how it's going to affect the whole crypto space in general? Like, they're getting serious. They're debating crypto like every other day now, it seems like.
Yeah.
What do you think about
what do you think about stablecoin being regulated?
Being considered a security?
I think it's interesting because I think it's also the centralized aspect of like things like Tether or I don't think USDC is centralized necessarily, right? I'm not.
I think it's decentralized, if I'm not mistaken.
I think actually it may be somewhat centralized versus I think that's why. So I was telling you off air again, like about UST. That's why I like UST, because it's supposed to be the first truly decentralized stablecoin, and I think that from the perspective of us as the individuals, it's probably Luna, right? Like, you know, we can exactly. UST is the stablecoin.
Yeah, not USDT. UST from that's
UST. UST.
Yes, there's a difference.
That's supposed to be the first truly decentralized stablecoin. I think from the perspective of the individual, it's like we're looking at it as, you know, why would they consider it a security? But there's also there's times where Tether is trading at $1.07, and I'm sure there's people who are, you know, profiting off of arbitration, right? Like definitely making a lot of money doing that, and also arbitrage. All those kinds of things. I think I think the SEC is not looking at us or like the individuals, the people who are making, you know, a couple $100, a couple thousand, maybe even more than that, and putting it into stable coins. I think they're looking at these people who are really manipulating markets with, you know, hundreds and thousands and maybe millions of dollars, and transacting in a way where I think that is like the bigger picture, is that they are really they're looking to put those kinds of individuals or organizations in a bad place. They're definitely trying to do something like that. And in turn, they're also kind of upsetting all of us, right? Because it's
they're not even worried about us.
How are you going to do that? How are you going to make literally a stable coin a security when it's supposed to be stable?
It's supposed to be a bridge.
They're making
it
hard. I feel like it's just FUD though. You know what I'm saying? Because
they're making it dirty. They're
doing the shakeout. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people can't read between the lines, especially if you just got into crypto in the last couple of months. This place is kind of like shark infested waters. You know what I'm saying? You have to have a strong mentality, man.
We're gonna need a bigger boat.
You're gonna have to have a strong mentality, especially with stablecoins, because stablecoins are the way that you're able to, you know, secure your profits. And, you know, when I first heard secure your profits, when I first got started into crypto, I was like, dude, what the heck? What does that even mean? Secure your profits. But now that I know, you know, transferring them in stable coins, and then, you know, maybe you could stake them for, you know, passive income, whatever, what have you, or wait for the bear market to buy back in, whatever the case may be. But, you know, I think that Circle working with the SEC to get some understanding and some clarity, I guess it could be a good thing, man. You know, it's just, I feel like they're just going to slap a lawsuit on them, you know, just not a lawsuit, but a fine rather, and just be like, hey, pay us this, and then go on by your merry way. The SEC does that a lot, you know. But did you guys hear about the Facebook blackout? Facebook blacked out, Instagram blacked out, WhatsApp blacked out, Oculus blacked out. There was so many things that the Messenger blocked. Everything was blocked out, man. And a lot of people on Twitter now are like, hey, look, maybe Facebook should go Web3, become decentralized, so we don't have to worry about all this, you know, data that's being stuck on this server. Because what happened, I'm not sure if you guys know, but Facebook actually was trying to change some DNS servers, and they got mixed up, and then the prefixes got messed up. So then it rerouted to something that it wasn't supposed to, and it shut down for like 6 hours.
Yeah, like DNS, like it's just a phone book. It just points the domain
from
and where to go
somewhere else. And they were doing some upgrades or something, and it got all messed up, man. It got all messed up.
It didn't know where to go. That's funny. But it's funny because like whenever Facebook and Instagram, all that stuff shuts down, everyone floods to Twitter.
They do. They do.
And
that's
now
why
TikTok
I
too.
think, yeah,
that's why
it's
Jack is
interesting.
talking about it. He's
Yeah.
like, hey, look, Twitter might be the one that creates the decentralized platform for social media. They want it.
Look,
they
look,
want
look.
it to
Which would
be.
be
Look what he
yeah,
tweeted.
which would
Look at
be
the last thing he said.
awesome.
Twitter is funding a small independent team of up to 5 open source architects, engineers, and designers to develop an open and decentralized standard for social media. The goal is for Twitter to ultimately be a client of this standard. They want to be truly.
They want Twitter to be that.
Yeah.
Now,
With crypto too, with crypto adoption, because he loves Bitcoin and everything.
I mean,
he
he's basically said he's dedicating the rest of his life to Bitcoin.
Yeah.
At one point or another.
He wants to
said that.
adopt
So
crypto with Twitter.
the funny thing
I'm all
about
for it,
it
man.
It's beautiful.
is
Beautiful.
in response to his to his tweet, Stani, I can't say that name, Kovac. Sorry, I'm
Kulevich?
terrible.
Kulachov.
The CEO of the decentralized finance leading protocol Aave
Avalanche.
expressed, Aave.
Isn't it? No,
No.
no. That's AVEX. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
tripping.
it's different. So he expressed the plans to launch Twitter's rival built on Ethereum later this year, claiming that since Jack is going to build Aave on Bitcoin, Aave should build Twitter on Ethereum.
Ooh.
So I don't know, man. We could see decentralized Twitter, but I don't think it will.
Have you guys heard
I don't
of
think it'll be
BitClout?
of what? I'm sorry.
I like
BitClout?
Aave.
BitClout?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have an account.
Decentralized social.
Yeah, I
You
have
one?
an. Yeah, I have
heard
one.
about. I have heard about that. I haven't had
Yeah.
an account though. I'm gonna be fully transparent. I haven't gotten
I made one.
like into it, but I did hear about it. Yeah, it's gonna
think
be
that'll
interesting,
be-
man.
I think
It's pretty
that'll be
cool.
Something that I don't know. When I first it used to be called BitClout. I guess they renamed themselves or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like that's like a sleeper. Like just having someone or having yourself on BitClout is going to be worth a lot one day.
People are buying a lot of names. I was in the Reddit group before. People
I
are
just
buying
think
all
it's
these
like an
celebrity
NFT
names.
almost.
Yeah, people are buying
Yeah.
these celebrity names.
Yeah.
Like
Imagine.
the domain.
Imagine owning Elon Musk's name on a
Yeah.
But the thing is that is all depending on if that platform. That's why I don't invest in it, is because it's still just a platform. There's so much more that's going to come. Obviously, look at this stuff like
My whole thing with
So-
like buying other people's names and stuff is like you have to think like 5 years or 10 years ahead to see if that person actually is going to want that, use that platform and want their name on that platform. But I mean, I don't
Yeah.
know. Depending on how big the person is, like if it's like a Gary Vee, I'm pretty sure he might want to buy it just because, Gary Vee wants to be on everything. He wants to
Yeah.
be on everything, man. Everything. But moving on, guys, to some Ethereum news. Now, apparently, Ethereum Layer 2 is promising 100x gas cuts live by November. So there is a company by the name of Starknet that's set to go live in November that's supposed to cut Ethereum gas fees in basically half. And they're supposed to launch that in November. So I don't know. Maybe Starknet might be something you guys want to look into. I'm not sure. I haven't really done any research on it.
Yeah. You
But,
said something about TrueBit.
Oh,
You might-
yeah,
might
no,
wanna look
Is
at
that what it's supposed to do? Is it like
Truebit is
competing with-
decentralized computing, and it's supposed to be it's
That's a cool
supposed to be
picture.
kind of like one
It
of
is
the one of the
pretty cool
sister projects to Ethereum
Mm.
that's going to solve the scalability issues for Truebit or for Ethereum.
Mhm.
So I don't know, like it's just weird to me because it's like Truebit exists. It's not something that a lot of people talk about because it has no marketing, and it was a stealth launch type thing where it's been released and there's no money being put towards awareness of it. So I'm just wondering, like, what is the purpose of Truebit at this point? It is interoperable too, which is interesting. It's not just Ethereum based, which is why I do have like 1% of my portfolio in it.
Right.
Because I think like it could be the next Ethereum.
Okay.
I mean, they need decentralized computing. That's an unbelievable thing to have, I think. But I'm just trying to understand how all of this plays in together, how it all ties in together. How much of this do they need? How many layer 2 solutions do they need
Yeah.
to get this
It's
going?
interesting, man, because it seems like every other day there's going to be a new layer 2 or layer 0 or layer 1 coming out on
Right.
different
Ethereum
platforms.
needs so much help. That's why
It really does.
That's why I was reading something on Reddit last
Yeah.
night. It's like Vitalik wanted to launch Ethereum and fix it as he went. And Charles Hoskinson wanted to launch Cardano from the ground up and take the time to build it so when it launches, there's no setbacks. And then
Right.
Ethereum is like it's like patching as it goes. Problems come up, patches as it goes. It's like
I guess
two
yeah.
different types of ways that they're looking at it. And I think Cardano
It's-
hopefully
it's-
long term can be
That's interesting.
stable.
I think Ethereum was not planned. I don't think it was.
Yeah.
It was literally like Ethereum 1.0. I read this. Who knows if it's true, right? Like I just read it. Like it was basically put together as a proof of concept, and then it actually worked.
Yeah, they're like,
People started
oh, it
using
worked.
And then like Ethereum 2.0 was what was actually supposed to be released, and the public was supposed to use it, but now it's kind of like they're trying to patch up Ethereum 1.0 because it has been so successful.
Right.
I mean, it has at the end of the day,
It has been,
very
yeah.
successful, but it's like, to me, it's like, and this is, I guess this is where truly understanding the programming part of it.
Mhm.
Solidity is not a programming language that the whole world is going to port over to Solidity, and everyone who's been using Python, everyone who's been using these other programming languages,
Right.
are going to want to learn this because they believe Ethereum is going to be the one and only layer one solution in which all of these applications are going to be developed. I think it's already we as in the crypto space has already proven that they don't really care, no matter how many maximalists there are. At the end of the day, if Cardano comes out with the best decentralized application for exchange or anything,
Yep.
all of those people who are maximalists would eventually realize
Move
and move
over.
over, and then Ethereum dies just
Yeah.
like that. And it doesn't have to be Cardano; it can be anything.
We talked about that
Yeah.
yesterday about some investors are saying that Ethereum might surpass Bitcoin in that sense. So yeah, it could be, man. I mean, we just never know. It's just all
just-
speculation at this
It's
point. but
like
it's pretty interesting to have the conversation.
they're behind. It seems like they say Ethereum's gonna pass Bitcoin. Okay, like we know that's gonna happen. These people are barely saying it now, and it's like they haven't even taken a look at any other thing that what's gonna expect to kick Ethereum to the curb. Like what
Right.
advantages are like what can kick Ethereum to the curb? What can do something better than Ethereum can do? Cardano, HBAR, Polkadot, and
XRP.
we don't even know what could happen in the next 10 years if Ethereum, is expected to be the end all be all of layer one technology, but then hey, there's these guys coming around the corner, and then I don't know, Solana,
Exactly.
like we don't know. There's so many ecosystem type technologies out there that
And I think that's a good thing, though. Competition is always
It's just-
healthy.
it's like putting all your
Yeah.
eggs in one basket is risky when it comes to this type of technology. Even though back then, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, you would think, oh, Ethereum is the only one you need.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
it's going to be a store of value I think that's what it turns into. My theory or my thesis on Ethereum, when I eventually sold out of it, basically was Ethereum will just turn into the second Bitcoin. It'll be another store of value that does have maybe like really
Utility.
secure financial records stored on it and blah blah blah, because it is at its core it's very secure, or that's what the narrative is at least. But I think like even I was telling you guys about Cardano, which is something that I was reading about, and I was really like, I got very intrigued after I started reading about it. Is Bitcoin was actually initially meant to be able to have smart contract applications built on it. That was
Right.
the initial goal, and then it didn't work out for whatever reason. But the person who was the most cited person in Satoshi Nakamoto's white paper on Bitcoin is someone who is advising and working with Cardano, and it's a proof of work type, or it is a proof of work
Nice.
platform, and then it just ties into the fact that I think it was the SEC or Gary Gensler specifically saying that they're trying to push the proof of work, right? And for so long everyone's like, no, we can't do that because it's not scalable. But then something like Cardano and whatever comes after that, that is proof of work but is infinitely scalable exists. Then it's the question of, do they know what's already coming next? Like, do they know what's already past proof of stake? Because there are those questions of proof of stake, and there are the concerns with proof of stake. So does Gary Gensler and all these people actually know what's
Gary
coming
Gensler
and is being developed
talk crypto
past what proof of work is, or proof of stake is, which would be really insane, because then it's like, okay, well then now we have to look for what is the next proof of work platform that's being built that's actually scalable. Because that might be the one that that all of the the elites or the insiders are
Go after.
are gonna push to the top.
Yeah,
I
and
mean,
then they push it, not us.
You
That's
could
the
go,
crazy
you
thing.
can go down a rabbit hole all day long
Yeah.
with that, man.
Yeah.
It's
for
pretty.
sure.
It's definitely pretty
For sure.
interesting.
It's very
But we're
easy
gonna
to
move
do.
on, guys. We're gonna go to the tweets of the day. First tweet of the day, man, is from Club Crypto. Shout out to him. He says it's a big day for VXV. When we spoke about it last time, we told you guys about a trade show that they're doing. So the CEO, Cassian Franks, hopefully I said that right, will be taking stage alongside JP Morgan, talking about the amazing project that is Vectorspace AI, live at the iconic Chicago trade show. So that's
What do you think about this? We love Vectorspace. I know you we know you do too. What do you think about this whole?
I think it's I think I get
Good
a lot of,
news?
at least on my videos on Vectorspace, there's always a few comments that are very negative towards just the idea of what it's doing. I think it's like you can't look too deep into it, and you just have to see that even the fact that they're stepping up in front of the people they are stepping up in front of and talking about their technology. I think regardless of whether you want it or not to do well or succeed, I think Vectorspace is like, it's very innovative. It's such a, to me, it's a brilliant idea, because it's like, again, it's like, how do you bring value to the people who hold the tokens, and how do you bring value to yourself, and what is the incentive for people to still want to get in on that, get in on those tokens? So if you have some proprietary technology that you can only access through these tokens, and you're buying back most of them because you want to access your own proprietary technology, and you know that, oh, I can create a price floor for this, and I know it's going to do well because our technology is so good. Right. To me, it's like, I guess, like, yeah, you can not like what's going to like what people use it for, but it's like, are you going to sit on the sidelines and watch that thing go from $2 to 200 or 3, 4, 5 potentially? Like, no.
Yeah,
I'm gonna invest in it.
But honestly,
the
though,
U.S. wants it.
a lot of people freak
Yeah.
out. A lot of people freak out about what Vectorspace is. And we spoke
That
about
token. That token's control. The token itself holds the data when it's sent back and forth, right?
But that's what people are freaking out about. They're like, we don't want machines to run our world. And they're like, I'm not
The
going to invest
information
into
is
something
getting
like
sent.
that.
I think
So-
it's
Helps with
inherently
pharmaceutical-
assuming that what it's going to be used for, though, is bad. I think
Right.
Finance, pharmaceutical.
I think that's also just
NASA.
human nature too. Is like, we're always going to assume that. I mean, Elon Musk is a good example. Is like, they always ask him, like, where do you think the world is going? Like right now, in
Right.
this moment, it seems like there's not much hope for a lot of these things like AI, machine learning. But I think that if we stop looking at everything as it's going to be inherently bad, there's going to be good that comes out of it. I think.
Right. I agree.
Regardless, and I think there's
agree.
always, it's going to be our generations, right? Like it's a weird time right now, because there's so many people in powerful places who are not kind of moving with the times. We are.
Yeah.
Most of
Right.
the people in our age groups are.
Yeah.
And so once we actually have people who represent where the world is going, I believe that
As the leaders and stuff.
even Vectorspace, like, they're not immune to regulation. They're not immune to all of these malpractice with the data that they have. But the
Right.
thing is, like, now it's much more available to kind of, I don't know if the word's regulate, but keep track of, because it is, again, like something that's on the blockchain, something that has public investment. I think you have to be looking at things in an inherently bad way to say that Vectorspace is only going to be bad, and it's going to be used for all these bad things. But at the end of the day, it's something that's already being done, but now people can be aware of it and know what's going on, rather than, and also benefit from it. Like, you can be in an investment club with Vectorspace where you're not just watching hedge funds use all of this extremely
Sensitive information.
sensitive data alpha that is allowing them to have an advantage on the market. You can have an advantage on the market yourself, but it's just about taking that initiative, or again, just believing that it's not going to all turn out, I don't know what the word is, like like the dystopian view of what will come of all of it. There's definitely there's both sides of it, but to me, I don't look at it like that. I don't think it's going to be
I don't
like
look at BXV as like being bad or inherently bad, but to each his own. I'm not gonna try and convince a person who believes
Of
it.
course.
Hey, if you believe it, hey, good for you, brother, sister, whatever.
Exactly,
Good for you. But it's a pretty cool news. LCX is coming out with the app, man. I thought this was really cool. I just wanted to show you guys. LCX.
It's about time.
They tweeted out this video is like worth the wait, coming soon with the little app. So it's good for LCX.
I love LCX. I'm so excited for this because I'm gonna be downloading and using that right away.
LCX.
Yeah.
I can't wait for that, man.
So I have an
That'd be pretty
account on the browser, obviously, but finally an app that's gonna give access to a lot of people. A lot of people don't really want to go on the computer
or the browser.
Yeah,
it's kind of inconvenient sometimes, and you can just have an app because you're always on your phone anyway. It's technically like a tiny computer in your hand, So hey, for them to have an app, then hey, I think that's pretty dope. Now, earlier in the show, we talked about El Salvador, adopting Bitcoin and things of that nature, but now there's some news coming out that Brazil is introducing a bill to make Bitcoin their legal tender now.
Oh,
so Brazil is starting to say, "Hey, look,
it's
take
the
a look at us."
largest economy in the world.
The ninth largest.
So now Brazil is
That's
trying
crazy.
to get to be the next in line to host
to get in on that Bitcoin. But I wonder, does Brazil have any? How are they going to keep it green? That's the thing. What are they like? What
does that matter? You
what-
think? I don't think that matters.
Well, honestly, everybody wants Bitcoin to become green, right? What's the difference between Brazil basically mining or running the nodes for Bitcoin as opposed to China doing it?
Well, the thing is, it's El Salvador is mining their Bitcoin so they can have their own Bitcoin, right? They're mining Bitcoin so then they can just basically replenish their supply. I'm assuming.
But they're doing it in the most economical way.
Yeah, and they're just getting. But I mean, the thing about Brazil making a legal tender, they just got to buy it at that point. El Salvador is just mining Bitcoin for themselves, for their own country. I'm presuming. Why else would they mine it? So they're mining it so then their economy will continue to get Bitcoin as it's getting mined. In Brazil, I feel like we just buy the dip just like El Salvador does. They'll just buy the Bitcoin and use it, just give it to their people, and then just.
Well, they better hurry up because
Use it.
MicroStrategy is going to be buying all of it. So they might have to go to MicroStrategies to get it. But I don't know.
What do you think?
It's going to be interesting. What do you think about that?
What I was thinking is this is what I like. I don't know, this random thought that had come up the other day that you guys just like ignited again is like, so yeah, that like El Salvador is buying the dip, and they're also
Country is
mining
crazy.
yeah, they're also mining Bitcoin.
For
we
themselves,
talk about the whole cycle theory and all this stuff, and that, we're going to have that crash. It's like, what is El Salvador going to do if, they bought the dip at, what did they buy the dip at 40K? And then all of a sudden, Bitcoin is at 29K in 6 months. Like, what do they sell? Are they going to sell, or what do they do?
I don't think
just
so.
weird.
I don't think so. I think they'll probably pull out maybe like if they need to go liquid, they'll probably put a crypto back loan, if anything.
A crypto back loan?
Yeah, maybe
So,
to buy the dip.
It's a country. I don't think they would do that.
But the assumption
it
is
brings in more.
that my assumption is that El Salvador, or at least their government, has some sort of alpha that is greater than ours in terms of where Bitcoin's price is going in the foreseeable future. So if they're buying the dip, that makes me think that, like this is all misleading. Then if we do have this massive crash and people get wrecked, like people are gonna look at like El Salvador and be like, well, we thought based on this, like that means that we're just going up for a while.
Yeah.
Whether it's really fast or not, it doesn't matter. We're assuming that the trend is going to be positive, at least for what country is buying it for the next 3 months knowing it's going to crash.
Yeah,
It's weird.
Yeah, Brazil's trying to buy it's
gonna be interesting
to buy it. Brazil's trying to be one of the ones to buy it, to add it to their thing. They're seeing that it works for El Salvador or whatever. Their people have a new means of transferring money around. Now Brazil's like, hey, we want to do that. We don't want to use our whatever their tender is. We want to use digital money too. But my opinion is, I think they're just trying to prove that this digital currency thing works, and eventually they're all gonna have stable coins. It's my opinion.
Yeah.
I think it just wants to prove that, hey, if we can do well with Bitcoin and all that stuff, eventually they're just gonna go to stable coins.
Or they're buying it for collateral for their stable coins.
Yeah, as the backing, right? That's one thing we predicted before too. And the thing about Quant is, you think Quant can use the way that their token is, how powerful it is, and how high it will be, can back any stable coin that they create? Because they're scared
in terms of
using
it as a reserve asset.
Yeah, because their tokens is expected to be in the tens of thousands, right? Like long term.
Yeah.
I think I think that they can use their tokens to back the stable coins that they help create. Right?
Could be.
Yeah, I mean, if they're going to use cryptos that are not inherently currencies, then yes, Quant could. But I think then it's a whole different thing, because Quant at the end of the day is like basically, you know,
because what's this Quant
an
token
API
used for?
key. It's like an access key. It's like the gateway. It's like like the Gilbert uses it as like the example is like he uses it like this is like Quant token is an iPhone that lets you in on iOS, right? Like if you don't have an iPhone, you can't use iOS.
Yeah.
Quant is just the iPhone. So it's like
Got it.
The token itself.
imagine like a currency backed by something like that, where it's like it could be. I mean, like if you think about a VXV, that's why VXV is also the same to me. It's like you are just investing in the keys to very, very transformative pieces of data and important sets of data. Same thing with Quant. You're just investing in what eventually somebody else is going to pay a lot of money to be able to use,
Right.
so that they can get access to. But it's not a currency, right? Like it's so hard to kind of define how they can back a currency with that kind of stuff. But I definitely see where you're coming from. If it was stable enough, I think maybe.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Once it's like less
Pretty
volatile.
cool. All right, guys. I guess we can move on to the market gainers and losers of the day, guys. Go ahead and refresh real quick. Hit that 24-hour. Oh, what do you know, man? LCX sitting at the top spot.
18.
That totally was not planned. That was not
Dante,
planned at
look
all.
at that.
Wow, let's get it.
You got into LCX, right?
Yeah,
I know you made a
got
video
into
about
LCX.
it.
I made a video about it after when it was at like 5 cents.
Yeah,
Or, like,
I remember.
It basically did nothing, and it was just hilarious that literally the day after I made that video, and this is also it's just sheer timing with things like LCX, where a day after it was when it started running up like crazy.
Yeah.
And since then it's just gone up, and
Yeah.
so
Looks
it's obviously nice to have people be like, oh my god, like you're
I
a
love
genius, thank you so much.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's like, dude, I had no idea that was gonna
It's a
happen.
great feeling. No, I'm just kidding.
Honestly, it is though. It is a great feeling. I mean, John laughs, but it
is,
really
yeah.
is. You know what I'm saying? And you feel like
You feel great, yeah.
you feel great. You know what I'm saying? Like you didn't. I mean, some people, if they have a big following, inherently they can push a token. But like when you're a smaller channel and you talk about it, and somebody gets in it, they do their own research, things of that nature, and they make money with it. It's a good feeling, man. It really
Absolutely.
is. Really is a good feeling.
LCX.
Now VRA is doing pretty good as well. It's up to 4 cents. If you're not, well, a lot of people are familiar with VRA, but it's in the gaming token industry, so I really like VRA.
Dante breaks down a lot of VA.
He
VRA's
does.
channel.
He does. If you guys want to check that out, you should definitely do so. Morpheus is the latest token that we found. Well, John found actually, and that we did our research on, and that one's sitting at $3.12. Yesterday, I think it was at like $2 and something, $2.80, something like that.
I like Morpheus.
So it's up. A lot of people are trading Morpheus for VeChain. If you want
VeChain for Morpheus.
right, trading VeChain for opposite way. But if you want to look up Morpheus and what it does, it's pretty dope, honestly. LTX is doing pretty good as well. The graph is okay.
Do you like the graph?
I like the graph, but I passed up on it.
It's pissing me off, man. It just makes me depressed every time I see it. I just,
It's like linked me. It's like it's going to just. It feels like someone's literally dumping it.
Something, dude. I don't understand. I really don't. I just every time I
Feels
see
like
it on the
someone's
list, I
dumping it
just
to me.
It's supposed to be the Google.
it's supposed to be the Google of
It's like-
blockchains, and it's like, what the Google?
What I will say is that there's a few indicators of when the last parabolic cycle is going to happen, based on, and this is my theory, it's based on January. January is when we saw like a huge amount of people come in, new people come in, and the first couple things that they gravitated towards, those are like my indicators of when I know like this is going to happen. I'm looking at the graph because the graph was one of the first that in January exploded, and it was the narrative of
Telcoin too.
yeah, exactly. It was the narrative of this is the Google of blockchain. Nobody knew or understood, but
Right.
but just because it's available on things like Voyager and all these other exchanges, a lot of liquidity, people were able to get in. Same thing with Cardano and VeChain as well. When you see the graph, when you see graph, VeChain, XRP obviously, and things like Cardano, when those start going up, that's an avalanche as well. Those are when you know, all right, the next wave is coming. At least in my opinion, that's when I'm gonna be like, all right, the wait, like,
get
that's
ready.
when I'm gonna be really paying attention.
Get ready, guys.
Because
It's
it always cycles. It's so weird. It's almost like, at least in this cycle, it's been the same things happening over and over again. Like even with Luna, like just because I've invested in it, and watching the price action, it's like Luna always runs up when everything's crashing. Luna would always run up right before Bitcoin ran up, and then everything else ran up, and it would happen every single time. And and I would always be like, all right, Luna's running up, everything's about to blow. And it would happen. And it's just like weird because it's so consistent. It's been so consistent, at least this year.
That's pretty crazy. Bitcoin, we talked about it hitting 50,000. It is dipping a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Some greedy mother suckers are coming in trying to greedy mother suckers, man. Just leave Bitcoin alone, man. God, just let it go up, man. Just don't get me started on Bitcoin, man. XLM doing pretty good. XDC as well. XRP we spoke about already. Ethereum trying to get to that 4,000 all-time high, 4,500, whatever it is. CRO, they're saying that there was a cup and handle formation brewing on the graph, so we could see a price spike in CRO in the next couple of days. So if you guys like CRO, might see some action soon. ELF is doing pretty good as well. We talked about Cardano.
I'm not familiar with ELF.
Yeah. So this was one of the tokens that John found really early.
Same technology as kind of like Albert Alliance Block, and a little bit of Quant. Like it's supposed to, it's like allow other tokens and other infrastructures to connect to crypto. It's like I did a crazy deep dive on it, but it's an interoperable token that allows you to transfer anything from the real world to crypto world, and then allow it to kind of like work with any other crypto in itself.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting.
It's like a DNA type of thing.
It's worth the look.
It's freaking crazy.
It's worth the look.
Crazy.
Definitely worth the look. Alliance Block is trying to get back to that dollar. Quant still over 300, so that's really good. VeChain's just trading sideways. I mean, I feel like VeChain just trades sideways a lot. Like it was at 9 cents for like a week, and now it's at 10 cents. So that might be a week before we see anything move with VeChain. Elron, trying to get back to $300. Stacks is doing pretty good. I heard some weird things about Stacks. That if you stake it, you actually can earn Bitcoin as you stake it. I don't know. Maybe I heard that wrong.
Is that
but
Jig Stack? Is that what Stacks is? Is that part of Jig Stacks or no?
No,
it's like
I don't think so.
Block Stacks.
Block Stacks, I think.
Block Stacks?
Yeah. It's designed to help Bitcoin
with smart contracts and things like that.
A lot of the we found it in the portfolios of all these rich captured evangelists, and a lot of them love it for some reason because it helps Bitcoin, their baby Bitcoin. So
yeah. I got to get some clarification on that, guys. So don't take that as a actual fact. I heard it through social media. So you always got to take that with a grain of salt.
Where I get all my information from.
Sheesh. HBAR is doing pretty good, man. It's trying to get back to 40 cents. Algorand touched $2 today. I seen it. It touched $2, man, but now it dipped down.
He said, "I seen it.
I seen it," and I was like, "Yeah, Algorand," because I want to get into Algorand, man. It's just not right now. It's just too expensive. In hindsight, I wouldn't be able to buy enough of it to even worry about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm definitely going to be looking at this one in the bear market when it goes lower in price. DAG has dropped significantly. It drops a lot significantly.
DAG still one of the ones, man. DAG is still one of the ones.
DAG is one of the ones, man.
Long term technology is too early for where we are as a crypto space.
Yeah, I don't think people are ready for DAG right now.
Technology is way too early.
I don't think they're ready for DAG right now. So I feel like DAG is like a super duper long hold, and you'll feel like a genius. You'll feel like a genius if you held it now. You know what I'm saying?
The technology is beautiful. It's still too layer zero right now is still too early.
It's so annoying.
Yeah.
I made a video on DAG, right? Like when I first found DAG, it was under cent, and I went in and I totally went down the rabbit hole, and I was like, oh my god, this is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, this is not going to catch on for so long that
Yeah.
I just didn't bother. Then
Yeah.
of course it goes from, you know, less than a cent to 46. Then it corrects. Then I'm like, all right, this is the time where I'm gonna go back in. I'll make a video and let people know that I went in, why. And then immediately, like a couple days after that, they came out saying that they have delays in their network, all that stuff with mainnet, I think.
Yeah.
And so then, I mean, I truly, I hate to say it, but I think DAG's probably just gonna start bleeding for a while.
Yeah,
because people,
I
you know,
agree.
like
People are
everyone's buying it for the speculation, right?
Yep.
At the end of the day, the people who, even me, and you know, like we're buying it knowing the technology is great, but it's not going to be implemented anytime soon. But the speculation of how great the technology is going to drive the price insane. And
Right.
now it's kind of like, I think it's still going to do well. It's just everyone's going to have to forget about the whole
This is
whole situation.
that's a taste of what the bear market's like.
Yeah,
The bear market is literally like everything's just bleeding, and then you just buying off of, like, you have no idea what's happening. It's like, or is this
and
like,
it's
nothing's
too late
taken
to do
off.
anything at that point.
Yeah.
you can be screwed so fast.
That's exactly
So
what's happening to DAG is gonna happen to pretty much 90% of all cryptos during the bear market, and a lot of people are not gonna be able to handle it.
A lot of people are gonna get shaken out during the bear market. Honestly,
Like, oh,
they're gonna.
It's gonna be bad to me in my mind
Yeah.
at some point. It's gonna get bad.
yeah, a lot
Yeah.
of people are not gonna be able to handle it.
Most people can't. XYO is. I mean, it's up 2% on the week, but I mean, I'm still up on XYO, so you know this price doesn't do anything for me, you know. But it's you know, I think it's still doing good. Cosmos is one of the ones that John is going to invest in during the bear market, and I mean, I like Cosmos. It's pretty dope as
I
well.
love it.
So that's one of the ones that we're gonna looking at for the bear market. And then Vectorspace, we showed you guys you know, the article, or the tweet rather, about the conference
Trade
today.
show.
Sorry, trade show.
Still stable. Look at that, over $10.
So
Love
yeah,
Vector
so
Space.
Vectorspace, even though it says it's down 9%,
Still
technically
strong.
not super duper accurate, but
Vector Space is powerful. man.
Vectorspace is holding on, and I mean, I attributed a lot of it to, you know, the buybacks and things, because they want people to have an understanding of where this space can go without it being so volatile, you know.
Yeah.
So I agree with the buybacks to keep the price stable, you know. So you know, good for Vectorspace, man. Flow yesterday was in the top spot. As you guys can see, it's been up 27% on the week, but today for some weird reason it's down. You know,
That's
just
low.
normal.
No, it was
normal.
up. I mean, it was $15 like on Thursday when we talked about it.
Yeah, well, yesterday was at the top spot. I
Yeah,
think. So
flow.
you know,
Just
it's.
Google's part of Dapper Labs,
I think it's just people taking
UFC,
profits.
NBA,
Swing
NFL,
traders, maybe.
soccer soon, I think, and MLB soon. I think is our predictions. But Flow is a blue chip crypto. In my opinion.
Yeah,
It's a blue
100%.
chip.
I agree.
Harmony One is doing good at 17 cents, and then we got Gala Games at the bottom at 10 cents, which has kind of been trading sideways at 10 cents for a while. So, yeah, man.
But yeah, I think if we talk about like Elf, look at their website. Look at who they're partnered with.
Yeah, it's pretty.
What is it? Elf Crypto.
Yeah, AELF.
AELF.
Just
Oh,
yeah, just look
AELF.
look at who they already have, and you're gonna be. I don't know what I'm gonna tell you right now. They got
No.
It's loading.
Let him.
Their site is beautiful.
because his
too,
eyes is
but
gonna go. Whoa.
It's an open source blockchain, so it has the same qualities as Quant and Cosmos and everything, and then it's supposed to be secure, help scaling. It's oh man, and the supply. I
The
think
website's taking forever to load.
yeah, it's their website's. I just loaded for me, but
It has a lot of
Yeah.
a lot of moving parts. That's
they
why.
do side chains. They help connect with other blockchains and all that stuff like that going forward.
Has a lot of moving
Huawei,
parts.
Google Cloud, like
Amazon, Microsoft, Google Cloud.
It's pretty interesting, man. It's definitely interesting. But guys, honestly, we really want to start doing this a lot more. We want to bring on Dante a lot more on the show, guys. You
Wow.
Depending on his schedule, we would love to have him like
I'm
every
down.
single day. You know what I'm saying? But
I'm
you
down.
guys let us know. Let us know what you guys think. If you guys like this new setup, you like the conversations that we're having, let us know in the comments. I know that this video tends to be a little bit longer
This
just
one's
because
longer than
we have a lot of opinions, and I feel like
it's 3 people talking.
I feel like it's good though for the
Yeah.
space. You know what I'm saying? Because half the time, or most of the time, you guys just hear what me and John say. Now introducing another person that that has intellect as well and has a knowledge and understanding of crypto space, I feel like it's a good thing, and it brings a lot more value. I don't know.
He's
Maybe
a
that's
vet
just
too.
me.
Dante's a vet.
Maybe that's
It's
just
not
me.
true.
And the crazy part about it is he's a lot younger than us. So
Not a lot younger.
well, not a
23?
lot, but
See, he starts talking and he starts saying,
But think about it though. Imagine us having being
Yeah.
where you are in that retrospect. You know what I'm saying? We feel like we got into it later in life. With you being your age now, that's amazing.
We're in
man.
our 20s, the same thing. It's not like
Well,
we're
the thing is-
45 and he's 20.
The thing is, it's like, the thing is, you feel like that because, and I feel like that as well, because it's just like the way social media and information has been disseminated throughout. There's
Yes.
17-year-olds who
Yes.
are invested in things like XRP, QUANT, and maybe younger, but it's like, I look at those 17-year-olds kind of like how you, maybe not, you don't look at me like I'm 17, but like it's kind of the same
would
thing
hope
where you
not.
look at, yeah, you look at someone, you're like, damn, like, what was I doing when I was 17? But you
Yeah,
also realize,
exactly.
like,
We didn't have
You were
access
not-
to the
you're not put
information
on.
that everyone else has now.
people stumble
Everyone has
upon
the
that
same-
stuff by accident.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone has the same
have the
access to information now, no matter what age you are.
Nonetheless,
So
I
a
still feel it's
17-year-old,
cool.
a 17-year-old can have the same knowledge, or if not more knowledge than someone that's 32. So it doesn't matter. The only thing that the 32-year-old has is life experience. That's the only thing that person will ever have is life experience, seen things, been through things, right? But in regards of acquiring information and intellect, in regards of learning something, of learning a crypto, learning how to credit,
all equal.
learning
If you have internet.
social media, learning anything, we all have the same layer of access to the information. So that 17-year-old can make a 32-year-old feel dumb. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm like, age to me right now is ageless. Like I don't care. I don't even look at my age
everybody's
anymore.
ageless at
Everyone's
this point.
ageless at this
You
point.
age,
I don't
yeah.
care. Someone can be 20. The only thing you can talk to them about is if they have kids, or if they don't have kids, or dealing with a loss in the family, older parents. You know what I mean? They've probably seen more things in regards of conflict between like human stuff, right?
Yeah.
Which happens to everybody. Some people experience death at a young age. Some people experience death at a later in life. You know what I mean? That's just one variable. But in regards of technology and learning, everyone has the same access.
I still think it's pretty cool, especially like imagine like an 18-year-old getting this head start and being in crypto now, and then having
15-year-old.
all of his 20s, like
Yeah.
having financial freedom and being able to change his
Look at-
parents' life and things of that nature.
Look at a dropshipper on
pretty
YouTube.
dope.
Dropshipper started like just a few years ago. A dropshipper will start at 18 years old, and by 23 he's a millionaire. With
Yeah.
someone that's like 28 just learning dropshipping, and like, oh well, give me some time. They get until 32, but that person's it's so easy for them because they grew up with technology, so
Right.
they're
Yeah.
able to accelerate and learn how to do this stuff faster than someone was used to something completely different platform. Like
Yeah. Yeah,
like we
it's-
grew up in the
I mean,
MySpace
it-
era. We had MySpace, we had Zanga,
Yeah, which is crazy.
AOL, and then these kids, like there's like 15, 16-year-olds today that don't even know what the heck that is. Like
Nintendo
what is
64,
Yeah.
we had
Yeah.
to blow in the cartridge.
Super Nintendo, Sega, Genesis, and so that don't even know what a GameCube looks like.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
But you guys were still young enough to still get hip to everything,
Yeah.
which is great.
Right,
Because you
yeah.
guys are even on TikTok. Like I'm not even
Look at Gary
I'm
Vee.
not even
Gary
on
Vee's an
TikTok. I
example.
don't even exactly. He's perfect
Gary's
example.
40
Gary Vee's
something
the
years
perfect
old.
example.
It's like he's 25, but he's 44. And he's on all the social media like he's 25.
Well, he just knows.
He's ageless.
He just knows how to play the game.
He's
man.
ageless.
Yeah, he's the
ve-
man, though.
He's very smart.
Yeah,
and
Gary Vee's
he
ageless to
knows.
me. He'll be 65 years old, still on TikTok.
Because he understands. Because all you really need to do is understand people. You don't need to
Yep.
actually understand
Exactly.
anything
Yep.
other than
How people
That's
think.
Even
yeah.
exactly, even the charts. Like I realized this that's when I actually got interested in trading charts. Is really it's all just psychology. It's your own psychology and understanding and being contrarian to your own psychology and realizing, oh, if I think this is gonna happen, it's probably not gonna happen. It's probably gonna go in the other
Yep,
direction
yep,
because
yep.
if I think this is going to happen, that means that whoever's actually moving and shaking the market,
They
is
think the
doing
same
opposite.
thing, so you're gonna do the opposite. Yeah. Makes total sense, guys. But honestly, that's the show, you guys. We hope you guys found some value, some fun, some just ecstaticness at this show, man. We're gonna try and bring in Dante on a lot.
You made another word up again?
Ecstaticness.
I guess 100th was an actual thing from the Truman Show.
Really?
Yeah, someone in the comments, because he said 100th yesterday, and I was like, it's 100th. And then in the Truman Show, they would say the 100th. So whoever said that in the comments. So we Larry got a little bonus point.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, I guess follow.
I don't know what the Truman Show is.
Yeah, I mean,
Me neither, I'm
I've heard of
sorry.
it. I've heard of it. But
It sounds pretty cool though.
But
nonetheless.
follow Dante. I don't know where they can reach you at. We'll put
it all in the
yeah,
description down below for Dante's
your
channel.
Twitter and your
everything
YouTube
like that.
channel.
Yeah.
Follow us.
That's
on
all I
everything.
got.
Yep.
He said, "That's all I got."
That's all I got, man.
follow,
No
us,
TikTok.
follow us on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, and join us on our public Discord if you guys want to hang out with like-minded
Yeah,
people.
Dante, join our Discord too,
And,
man.
Yeah, I gotta get a Discord account, guys. It's
Yeah.
sad. I'm not on any.
We'll give you like a cool color, orange or something.
Yeah, man, it'll be pretty
Yeah,
cool.
I'm down.
Dante
Pretty
pops in, bang! Oh,
Everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, Dante!"
Nah, I'm down. I need to get a
All
Discord.
right, cool. We'll do that off air.
We'll do
Let's
that.
do it.
But hopefully, you guys found some value, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Take care, guys.
Peace.
It goes a little